Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Software Engineer K here, and we are going to be going through a full breakdown of a couple of big topics. One is a change to the terms of service with regards to inactivity on your accounts, or one of the main reasons why VeVe may be doing that, and just clearing up the air with regards to that. Also, just a breakdown of VeVe as a form of investment. Should they be protecting the market? Should they be protecting prices? What can they do? As well as what we should expect as people who may choose to treat the VeVe platform as an investment. And then we're also going to be touching on a few of the upcoming drops, as well as the Buzz Lightyear, my thoughts on that, and what I'm going to be doing. So first off, this has been going around. There has been an interesting update to the terms of service, so I'm just going to read this for you guys. It says your account will be classified as dormant if it has been inactive or for an uninterrupted period of 24 months. That's 2 years. In the case of your account becoming dormant, VeVe will notify you at least twice that your account is dormant via email. If you do not respond or resume your account activity within 6 months from the date we first notify you that your account is dormant, your account will be closed. So quite a bit there. Now firstly, dormant, what that means is your account has just not been accessed at all. It doesn't mean you have to have gone buy something or you need to do something specific. It's just you have not logged in for 2 years. Now if you're anyone who is even mildly bullish about VeVe, you're going to log in at least once in that 2 year time, because from now to 2 years in the future, I believe we will have at least gotten Master Collector Program, OEP, VeVeVerse, etc. So I imagine you will have logged in at least once if you're even mildly interested in VeVe. So this shouldn't really be an issue. But hypothetically, if you did choose not to log in at all for 2 years, and then you decide, oh, I want to go back to VeVe, everything is on the blockchain, right? Just because your VeVe account has been closed off, your assets are still linked to that wallet address that's associated with your account. And so it shouldn't be very difficult for VeVe to either reopen that account or create a new account that is linked to that that wallet address. I believe the address is like derived from your username, maybe. I can't remember what there was like a reason why they couldn't very easily change usernames, but yeah, just be aware that it doesn't mean you have to go out and trade and buy stuff. You just have to log in. So, and how long does a login take? Like 10 seconds. So just any time between now and the next 2 years, just remember to log in at least once and you should be fine. And they're going to tell you as well, so when they start emailing you, you've still got another 6 months. It's really not a big deal. Okay, just don't blow it out of proportion, like they're gonna lock down your account, steal your collectibles, etc. You need to be buying stuff. Like, that's not the case. And the reason why they do that, one of the reasons why companies will do this, is just to save on resources. If they're doing stuff on their databases and there's like active accounts, they might want to segregate active from non-active accounts, just to like save on their resources. So just log in. Now on that point of VeVe, so a lot of people, they have been asking, VeVe should do more to protect my investment, etc. And I want to just go back and point towards this, the OMI burn, right? So VeVe's been very, very transparent. The VeVe team's been very transparent, saying that we are going to get to a point where they want to have drops every single day of the week, 7 days a week, multiple drops on each of those days. So you're going to have 20 drops a week even. And they've been super transparent about that. That is kind of like the end goal. And they've been ramping up the number of drops. This time last year, there was like one drop every, week if you're lucky. And they've been ramping it up. So you have to be aware that there's going to be more and more collectibles coming to the VeVe app, and that's going to, potentially dilute the market, especially if there isn't as much liquidity going into the app. And, if we take an example of the Boba Fett drop, we can see that there was about nearly $2.4 million spent on the app that day, right? How many days did it take to accumulate that $2.4 million? Yeah. That's how much went into the app that day. But if you look prior to that, it took roughly about 2 weeks, right? So from 29th up to around about 18, that's about $2.4 million worth right there. And so that's about 2 weeks worth of liquidity that was spent on that one drop. Now imagine if they do more of those kind of drops. That's going to be more liquidity going to that drop, and that's primary market, so that's going straight to VeVe. That's going to be gems removed from the app. Those 2.4 million gems that was used in a Boba Fett, that could have been used on purchasing things on the secondary market. So you can kind of see where I'm going with this, right? Every time they do these big drops, or these drops with huge edition sizes, that's a lot of gems that could have been used on secondary market activity, which is now being used on primary market stuff, which is all good fine for VeVe. It means VeVe is making good revenue, they can grow, expand, and deliver more stuff, perfectly fine. And once OMI gets properly integrated within that system, then that's great for OMI holders as well. But if you're stacking like one collectible because your aim is for that collectible to go to the moon, that is a risky play, especially when you know that VeVe is going to be diluting the market. So I would say take that into consideration, and just remember, VeVe, they can, and I think that's what they're doing, is they're reducing edition sizes to match the demand that they have on the app. They did it with the Marvel comics. They went from 30,000 a drop down to 20,000. That's a third of the supply gone, just to match the current demand on the app. So they are making these decisions that is going to help protect your quote unquote investment. But you have to remember that they never intended for this to be used as an app for investment. Their intention was for it to be used as an entertainment app, collectibles, display, etc. That doesn't mean you can use that. Doesn't mean you can't use it as a form of investment. But you have to remember that they never intended it to be used as such, which is why their terms of services and the things they do is going to differ a lot from apps that are meant to be used as investments. So things like exchanges, VeVe's terms of service and what they do is going to be very different to what an exchange might do with your account. One big example is the secondary market isn't anonymized, it's very public. You can see the names of people buying and selling. If you go to an exchange, you can't see the names of people buying and selling, because that's part of it, that anonymity. So you just have to take that into consideration. Now we do have the upcoming Hulk, Professor Hulk drop tomorrow. This comic again is going to be pretty standard. The uncommon and common probably below retail. I'm going to say common for about 3 gems, uncommon 5 gems, the rare about 12 gems, ultra rare I'm going to price in at around about 30 gems, secret rare 100 gems, and I am basing that off of the physical not being worth a crazy amount. You can get it graded 9.6, 9.8 for 9.6, $110 right now. 9.8, that's going for around about what they got for £400. I think that's like nearly $500. Although I'm sure there are cheaper ones out there. Here's one 9.8 as well, $350. So it's not a super crazy valuable comic, standard comic. But Hulk as a character, we do have the upcoming She-Hulk series, so maybe this could be used as a speculative book. But we'll wait and see what happens with that. But I personally am not going to be going for the Buzz Lightyear drop. Main reason is, one, this is the newer version of Lightyear. It's not the actual original Toy Story version, so that's one thing. The other thing is none of these are animated. Even the Ultra is just static pose. So again, that kind of dilutes the value for me. And it's 15,000 editions of Buzz Lightyear. I don't think the app can support a 15,000 edition collectible drop right now, especially priced at 60 gems. We just discussed just how much liquidity that's going to cost. And also I find the name of it of the Ultra Rare quite funny as well. I will take those odds. That's pretty much a description of the VeVe marketplace right now. People essentially gambling, trying to get the highest rarity, and most of the time statistically you are going to lose. So you can't really buy something, expect to sell it for a profit instantly anymore. You have to be quite selective. Well, I'm being selective anyway. You can choose to do whatever it is that you want to do. So yeah, I mean, on that point of gambling, we do have OMI, which has been trading in a interesting range now. So we did break out of that downward channel, and we are actually, if you have a look, we have been actually trending upwards, right? So if we slap that trend line there, so you can see we have actually been trending and bouncing along this upwards trend line. That has been coinciding with the rest of the market. Now, where do I see OMI going next? I do actually believe it is going to come back down. However, I don't think it's going to go back down, anywhere close to triple zeros. I think it is due a bounce and consolidation around about at 0.14 region, around about here. I will put that in there for you guys. Okay, so right there, 0.14. And I do suspect if we kind of break below this trend line and we fail to kind of hold around about 0.16 range, then yeah, we will go to 0.14. And that is where I'm going to make my next big purchase, 0.14. But always prepare for the upside as well. Upside, potentially we could go back and kind of test this 0.2 cent range. That is very, very possible, but most likely we're going to kind of zone around 0.16 to 0.2, assuming Bitcoin doesn't do a reverse or Uno and just go back down to like 18k. But yeah, we'll see what's going to be happening. There is a lot of stuff happening, regulations. The SEC has been going after AMP. AMP was a crypto, that they classified as a secure, they're trying to classify as security, and that has now been delisted by Binance. We're going to start to see more of this stuff happening in the coming months, and that is going to be bullish for OMI because, a lot of that money that was in tokens now, the SEC is going after. That money we call smart money will find its way into reputable projects, and OMI, I've been saying this for a long time, they've been quite careful with how they've used the token. I mean, they haven't really used the token, but they've avoided things that could get it classified as security, such as staking without actually doing any work, how they advertise it, all of that stuff. So I think OMI is in a good position right now, which is a position where it hasn't actually done much. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I want to go through with you guys today. Please do like, subscribe, support the content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.